Hey y'all, Mike here with Raider Dog Ranch. Today we're doing a project out in the yard. It is starting to be summertime here in Texas, getting hot and dry. All the rain is coming on, I think. And I want to show you something that can really save your foundation here in this area. This is in that Edwards Plateau area, if you live there. And there's a clay soil here, and a lot of you around the nation probably have clay soil and have the same issues that we have. If you have areas that are wet for a while and then dry for a while, it causes the clay to expand and contract. Think about a sponge. It's kind of how clay acts. So what happens is where the foundation is sitting on that clay, if it's not sitting on bedrock, over the years it expands and contracts and expands and contracts, and it starts settling in some area of your house, and that's what causes cracks in your foundation, and it could cause cracks in your walls too. And that's why people get pier and beam, slab jacking, all those kind of things done, because those settlement issues are happening. There is a way to prevent that, or at least slow it down. Um, what you want to do is try to keep the soil around your foundation at the same moisture level all the time. Now, I guess there's systems out there that can do that very well, measuring, using moisture meters and things like that. I would think that's a very expensive solution. That is not what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about a DIY solution, and that is soaker hoses. The other solution, before I forget about it, is irrigation zones. We have an irrigation system in our yard, but we didn't know when we moved to Texas that this was an issue, and the irrigation people didn't advise us to put a zone around the foundation. So my advice to you is, if you are going to have irrigation put in, absolutely create a zone that goes all the way around the foundation, or maybe two zones depending on the size of the house. But everything I've read says it should be about a foot away from the foundation, and some say as much as a foot deep. You're going to see today I do not go a foot deep. That would be a lot of digging, and I would run into, so here's the gas meter on this side of the house, power comes in over here. I'm not going to mess with any of that. I'm just going to put it an inch or 2 inches below the surface. I'm going to cover it with rocks, and I have been doing that for the last couple of years, and it really did stop the settling. We had someone come out and measure about 7 years ago. They said the foundation had dropped about an inch from one end of the house to the other. They said that is not a big problem. These are structural engineers. They said that is no problem at all. We don't have any doors jamming or anything crazy like that. But what we had, my first solution, was these simple soaker hoses that you get from Home Depot or Lowe's, or whatever store, anywhere really. And we just laid a 100-foot one down this side of the house and a 50-foot one over on the front corner of the house, because this is the side of the house that is sagging. And ever since then, we have not seen any settling, any motion issues. And we've had some really dry times, and we just went through a very wet spring, one of the wettest springs on record in Texas. So I think the solution is working, even though I was only just below the surface. I don't know how much it matters, that to go a foot deep or 2 inches deep or whatever. I think the main goal is make sure you keep the ground at the same moisture level. So what I do is, again, very inexpensive budget solution. This is an electronic timer, and that timer is set to go off every day around 3 o'clock. I figure that's the hottest, driest time of the day. And I put that to run 30 minutes. You might decide an hour is better, 45 minutes. I don't know if that matters, as long as it's consistent. So around to the backyard. Now we just laid this rock garden here on the edge of the foundation for some plants and stuff. But this is upgraded to irrigation line. This is a commercial grade irrigation or drip line. This is the kind of stuff that a irrigation system would run off of, and these are going to last a lot longer. I switched out from the foam soaker hoses because they bust over time. They really last a couple of years, and that's about the best you're going to get out of them. This should last much longer. You can see here, there's an emitter. There's an emitter on this line every 12 inches. I think they make them 12 and 16 inches. I'm definitely not an irrigation expert. I'm just kind of doing this based on common sense. And common sense isn't always common. So that could be doing something wrong. If you guys are experts and you think there's something I should have done differently, drop it down in the comments and let me know. So what you do with this is you cut it at the end and you put these little crimpers on the end. All they do is fold it, and they hold it folded. So that's a pretty simple solution there. Cut to size. And this goes all the way under these rocks. It goes under that fence. And then it goes back here behind the air conditioners. I don't know how well you can hear me, the fan's running on the air conditioner. But this is the part that I haven't done yet. And you see I'm just burying it. I don't know how well you can see that. It's just below the surface. I'll cover that back with small and medium sized rocks like what we have here, a little pea gravel, a little bit of pond rock. And we just do that all the way down until where you saw the spigot down there. We bought this T-handle edger to help us with the trenching. That's way better than digging holes, and for the depth I'm going, that does a really good job. Pretty handy tool to have. Little T-handle there so you can get some torque on it. You can twist it back and forth to break the ground loose. So we're doing that all the way down. And then the order of operations is you want to get it all laid out. You want to cut your lengths. This was a 100-foot line, so I still haven't cut my length on the end out there, but I've got my lengths cut here. This is a drip irrigation kit that you can buy from the big box stores, and these are just pressure fittings. So I cut it to fit. I pushed the fittings into the pressure fitting, and then I tested it. Definitely want to make sure you test it before you bury it. Make sure you don't have any leaks, make sure water's getting all the way to the end. All of that was good, so now it's just the manual labor of going back and burying the line. So there you go. That is a simple, very inexpensive DIY project. I think it's probably under $100 for the pieces that I have involved in here and a little bit of manual labor to get it buried. I would bet if you added a zone, I don't know, $1,000, $1,500. I don't know if that's a good guess or not, but that's kind of what I would expect. And then if you went crazy, like I say, there's probably solutions out there that have moisture sensors and those kind of things to really keep it perfect. Don't know if that's necessary, but if you really like to have things perfect, I'd be willing to bet somebody out there would take your money and do that for you. If you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. We do a lot of stuff that's either DIY or product review for tools that are related to DIY in some way, or camping or outdoor. And if you want to be notified, hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when new videos come out. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope this was helpful. See you next time.